Republicans, if you're a Republican, if you vote for Republicans, I need to talk to you. I need to talk directly to you. And this is not ideological. The Supreme Court is up there talking about constitutional conservatism. Well, the Constitution guarantees the right to life, believe it or not just to embryos, to grown women as well, and girls. Some of the Republican lawmakers that you have voted for are up there arguing that a woman should not be allowed to have an abortion in the case of an ectopic pregnancy. We need you to understand what your senators and representatives clearly do not. Ectopic pregnancy means death for both the mother and the embryo. And it is not a baby. It is an embryo. It is a small cluster of cells. And it will not survive. There is no way to successfully carry out an ectopic pregnancy. The woman will die. The embryo will not become a fetus. It's not possible. So what I need you to understand is that I see you supporting these people, and I see these people you support arguing that if a woman develops a rare and fatal medical condition during her pregnancy, her choices should be jail or death. If you are voting for these people, you are showing your support for this. If you're voting Republican right now, you're saying very clearly to every woman in your life, and every woman who sees you, that you believe any woman who suffers this medical emergency must either become a felon and be subject to imprisonment or die. Okay? Make no mistake. There's no other choice that's possible here. These are the options. She will get an abortion or she will die. Is this what you want? Is this what you call pro-life? You, personally. Not as a group. You. Is this what you call pro-life? You're directly supporting women dying for embryos that can't be saved. You're using the government to enforce the idea that in this event, if the pregnancy cannot be saved, the woman will die, period. You're taking us back to a time before medicine. I'm seriously upset. I'm seriously upset that some of the people I've met and spoken with nicely, some of my neighbors, some of the people who teach my child in school, maybe even some of the people who are my doctors and nurses, continue to cast their votes for people who are writing laws that literally condemn women to death. Any doctor who refuses to perform an abortion on a woman with an ectopic pregnancy because they'll put him in jail if he does it, is signing her death certificate. Okay? You're asking doctors to choose between going to jail or literally killing their patients. I'm sorry, but this is the reality. This is what you're supporting if you continue to consider yourself a Republican. Some of the lawmakers you voted for are even up there arguing that an 11-year-old girl who is raped by a grown man should be forced to carry a baby to term. Do you yourself believe that a cluster of cells smaller than a grain of rice and which in no way resembles a living organism, let alone a human being, is truly more important than the life of a child? because children get impregnated by grown men in this country way more often than I want to think about. Can you actually come up with any argument for how that could possibly be allowed that doesn't bring up your religion or your God? Because the last time I checked, this is America, the land of the free, and you're not supposed to be able to pass laws forcing others to follow your religion, let alone whatever interpretation of your religion that has nothing to do with the actual religion. You're making it totally clear that you think you should be able to force your religion onto me when you support today's Republican politicians. It is extremely upsetting to live in a country where this is allowed to happen. Where my neighbors, how can I look at any of my neighbors? How can I look at my neighbors and treat them the same way, knowing they're materially supporting, financially supporting, voting for people who write laws that clearly state that in a situation a woman has no control over, she has to choose between jail and death. And if you're ignoring it, you're supporting it. If you call yourself a Republican, you're helping this happen right now. It doesn't matter that I am not going to get pregnant again. I'm over 40 years old. It doesn't matter that I'm past having children. I don't feel physically safe living in a country where half my neighbors are supporting politicians who are taking away my sovereignty over my own body. Well, you think you shouldn't even have to get a vaccine because of your freedom and your religious freedom. But you're okay. How to even put this? You're okay with taking away my religious freedom and my freedom to save my own life in certain situations. Trying hard for the past 30, 40, 50 years to take away my religious freedom. You're supporting people who want to legislate their version of their religion onto me. And I've been a Christian. I've gone to church. I've read the Bible. This is not Christianity. Mitch McConnell, not practicing Christianity. Jesus didn't tell you to pass laws using the government to force me to follow your interpretation of your religion. You're denying science, facts, and reality, all in service of some politicians who are not in support of anything that Christ taught, but using the name of Jesus Christ to get you to give them all the power to force everyone else to do what they want. And you don't seem to be paying too close attention to what exactly it is that they want, because it has nothing to do with Jesus. If you call yourself a Christian, you're supposed to take your marching orders from Jesus Christ, not from a Mitch McConnell, not from a Jerry Falwell, sure as hell not from Donald Trump. And that is not constitutional conservatism. It's oppression of an entire category of people, and it will make this country no different from Iran, Saudi Arabia, getting away from the religion angle for a minute there, North Korea, no different. What's your argument? Really, honestly, from me to you, from you to me, what is your argument for supporting this?